What is up guys, Kortak here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the Magnamon X deck profile, updated from BT-16. So without further ado, let's get right into the deck. Honestly, there isn't too much different from the previous build I showed you guys, but there are some new cards, and we did add some new things in here that changes the playstyle a little bit, and it does help the deck out a lot actually. So let's go on with the deck profile first. So we are running 4 of the Magnamon. I think this is the best card for you to run if you want to have more draw power, as well as some more consistency with the deck. You can run the extra Bukamon if you want, but honestly for this deck, I don't think Bukamon is the best option to run, because a lot of times you'll be swinging with your level 4s, and your level 4s will usually only have 1 or 2 sources underneath. So with that, you'll most likely not have something with more evolution sources than your opponent, so your opponent will not give you that jamming. So I think Magnamon is better in this deck. It's the same reason why I didn't run Bukamon in my previous build. So yeah, there is that. Next, let's go over the main deck. So we are running 4 of the new Magnamon X-Antibody. So this is the tri-color card, and it's got a couple of effects. So first, it's blocker, it's got armor purge, and on evolution, if you have a Magnamon X-Antibody or armor form in this card's source, this card is not affected by your opponent's effects, and it gets 3000 DP until the opponent's turn, and then you can unsuspend. And then the second effect is all turns, whenever a card is removed from the security stack, you can activate this card's when evolution effect. So you can, even if you do a security check on your opponent, you can unsuspend and do another attack. So it's pretty strong. And then also, this card is treated as a free type, so you can search it out with the Vmon that searches for free types. So pretty good. Next, we are running 2 of the old Magnamon X-Antibody. Honestly, if you don't want to run this, you can cut it out entirely. I just like it here for a little bit more protection, just in case you can't go into your new X-Antibody for whatever reason. Either you don't have it in hand yet, or most likely it's going to be you don't have it in hand yet. So this is kind of like a backup for that. So we're running 2 of those. It's still pretty good because you can still redirect attacks, and it doesn't have to be suspended. Yeah, it doesn't have to be unsuspended to block. So basically what it does is whenever your opponent attacks, if you have an armor form, discard source or X-Antibody, you can give a target change. So you can change the target to this card, which is really good. And the other effect is whenever this card is deleted, the top of this card would go to the top of the security stack instead and prevent the destruction. So you can stay alive for 1 more attack, which is like a pseudo armor purge, which is pretty good. So it just lets you survive a bit longer. And those are all the level 6s we are running. We are also going to be running 2 Shakomon from BT-8. So we're running the Shakomon just because we are running a lot of level 4s that are blue and yellow, so you can go into this pretty easily. And also we do have a new Davis and Ken that lets you play a level 3 for free. So actually going to this has been easier than before. So honestly, I would run more if I had space, but yeah, honestly you can kind of cut out 1 or 2 of these for extra Shakomon if you want, just because I think it actually offers a lot of value to this deck. So on evolution, you can recover 1 if you have 5 or less security, and then if you jog rest, you can bounce a card to your opponent's hand that is level less than how much security you have. So if you have 5 security, you can bounce to level 5. So yeah, it's pretty good. Honestly, I think this old Shakomon is very, very good. Next, moving on to level 4s, we are going to be running 4 of the BT-13 Magnamon. So it's got blocker, and then the second effect is on both turns, when this card will leave the battle area, you can draw 1. And then if you can play a Vmon from this card's source or from your hand for free, so it's quite good. Also combos pretty well with the Davis and Ken, new Davis and Ken. So next we're going to be running 4 of the OG Magnamons. So Magnamon is here just to help you unsuspend and have a blocker for your opponent's turn. It also gets +11 power for every armor form you have in the trash, so pretty good. Next, we're also running 4 of the new Magnamon from ST17, so newish Magnamon. So it's got Security Bomb effect, which lets you digivolve one opponent's Digimon, and then one of your Digimon can digivolve into this card without paying its memory cost, which is pretty good. Honestly, the Security Bomb effect is a bonus. If you don't get it off, it's fine. It's got Blocker, it's got Armor Purge, and of course, on Evolution, for every color one your opponent Digimon has, trash the top card's Digivolution card, and then you can return one of your opponent's Digimon without Digivolution cards to hand. So, Soul Strip is also kind of like a bonus, but most of the time you want just to have it as a Magnamon, and it's got Blocker. So, I think honestly, this one is still the best Magnamon, but this one is pretty good to have. The Soul Strip, it does help sometimes. Next, moving on to the level 3s, we are running 4 of the Vmon from ST9. So we are not running this Vmon from. We are not running this Vmon from BT-8 anymore, just because the new Magnamon is treated as a free type now. So I think running this one helps you a little bit more. Next, we're also going to be running 4 of the P117 Vmon. This is the one from the movie. So if you evolve into a free type, you can cost -1, which helps a lot with a Magnamon heavy build, just because it makes everything 2 cost to evolve. And the inherit skill is pretty good as well, because it lets you attack. You get draw 1 on attack if you have a 2-color or above Digimon, which is very nice. And we're also running 2 of the Jamming Vmon. Because we are not running this Vmon anymore, I think Jamming Vmon has space to be run in this deck again. Just because getting cheap shots out with it feels pretty nice. So running 2 of those. And those are all the level 3s. Next, we're moving on to Tamers. We are running 2 of the BT-3 Davis. This one lets you search for a Digimon. So it lets you search for a blue Digimon. We're not running any green Digimon in this deck, so you can't get the green, but getting the blue one is fine as well. Especially if you hit this in security, it's pretty nice. We are going to be running 4 of the Davis from the movie, so it's P124. And basically, once at the beginning of your main phase, you can get 1 memory if you have free type on the board, which is pretty easy to do with this deck. And on play, you can play a Vmon basically, because we're not running X Vmon, we're not worrying about the second effect. But being able to play a Vmon is pretty good, just because your Vmons are 3 cost anyway, so you're pretty much playing this, and then you're playing a Vmon for free. So it's still only 3 memory, which is really nice, and you also get 1 memory more every turn after that. So I think he's just very good value. And if your opponent hits into this in security, it's a free Digimon that you can attack with on your opponent's turn. So really, really good. We're also running 1 of the Davis and Ken from BT-16. So this one lets you play a Vmon or Wormmon at the beginning of your main phase, and then at the end of your opponent's turn, that card bounces back to your hand. So that is probably fine in this deck, because we are running a lot of blockers. So you just want to have a free blocker on the board. Well, not really free, because you get the Vmon for free, but you still have to play the evolution cost to go into the blocker afterwards. But it's still pretty good for your memory cost. So we're running 1 of this, and again, this card's amazing for Drawgress plays, because sometimes it catches your opponents off guard. So they know you have this on the board, but if you have, for example, if you promote a Digimon and you already played a Vmon that turn, and if you have extra memory, you can still attack with your promoted Digimon. If it doesn't die, you can digivolve your free Digimon into a level 4, and then you can Drawgress into a level 5 for an extra attack, which normally you wouldn't get, because the Digimon you played was fresh. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. Also, if you do Jogress, you can still Source Strip 3, so that's a nice bonus to have. So, yeah, running 1 just because I think 1 is enough. 1 is enough. If it was 3 costs, I would run more, but being 4 costs, I think 1 is fine for this deck. And then for the options, we're still running 2 of the Awakening of the Golden Digizoid. Running this because the new Magnamon costs 5 to Digivolve on top of a Magnamon 2 color. So you're on top of a level 4 Magnamon, it's still 5 costs. So this will be 2 costs less, and also lets you not get DP minus, which is really nice. So we are running this for that reason, and it's also sort of a security bomb for your opponent. So running 2 of that, and we're still running 3 Fire Rockets. I still think Fire Rocket is one of the best aggro cards in this deck, in this deck's arsenal. And actually, there's a lot of effects that give, like there's a lot of decks in the game right now that give your free blocker, give blocker for free. So if your opponent hits into this and they have, they got greedy and they got the blocker effect for free for some reason, you can use this to pop that, which is a nice bonus in case it is in your security. But most of the time you prefer to be getting that security check +1, just because a lot of things do unsuspend, so you can get a lot of free hits in, which is really, really nice. So running 3 Fire Rockets. And for consistency boosters, we're running 2 of each of the mental training as well as the blue memory boost. So these are just here for a little bit of consistency as well as extra memory you can use, because sometimes if you don't have any way to get memory, going into the 5 costs Magnamon X-Antibody is kind of expensive. So we're going to try to Digivolve into that without passing turn, and so having that is one way to do it. And if you don't want to run these, or you want to run one kind at 3, or 1 memory boost and then 2 trainings for some reason, you can also cut it out for some more protection. So Heaven's Judgment is a nice option to have. Personally, I like to be a little bit more aggressive, so I am not running that, but you can definitely make the case of cutting these out for more Heaven's Judgment, which I might try later. But I like having these here as insurance. So for now, I'm still running 1 or 2 Magnamon X-Antibodies, but currently 2 in this build. But yeah, Heaven's Judgment is also a nice option to have. But that is pretty much it for this. That's pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. But yeah, this deck is very fun to play. It's definitely a lot more consistent than it was before, and I think it does have a place in the current meta, just because you don't rely on going to the Magnamon X to win. It is nice to have on the board, but most of your level 4 Magnamons can put in a lot of work, especially if you have the Fire Rocket. You can do a lot of attacks, and basically everything in this deck can be used to kill your opponent, even your level 3s sometimes. So yeah, it's a fun deck to have, it's a fun deck to play, and definitely try it out for you guys if you guys are interested. But that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to support the channel, feel free to use the affiliate links down below. But this is Kardaku, and I will see you guys next time.